And this is the global forecast for August 2025, brought to you by the wonderful people at AskTheAnswer.com, the UK's leading website for tarot readers, psychics, mystics and channelers. Folks, there's a hell of a lot going on this month, and it's all happening in a short space of time. It starts, the first week of the month is quiet. Okay, quiet. And then we get to the full moon on the 9th. The full moon is going to be in Aquarius, and it's going to take place at 8:55 a.m. in the morning, UK time, on the 9th of August. It's in Aquarius. And both the sun and the moon are going to be making difficult minor aspects, but difficult and strong minor aspects to both Mars and Saturn and Neptune. There's going to be a lot of confrontation, a lot of anger, a lot of surgical strikes. This is the third of the 4 times of 2025 that I've been waiting for, that I talked about at the beginning of this year. Mars is going to move into Libra around the 6th of August. As soon as it does so, it is going to oppose Saturn and Neptune. Then you've got the full moon on the 9th, with a semi-square from the Sun to Mars and a square and a half from the Sun to Saturn and Neptune. There's not going to be a lot of give and take here. A lot of people are going to dig their heels in and say, no, we're going to do it this way. And other people are going to go, right, if you're going to do that, we're going to make actions and decisions. It just so happens that within a day or so of the full moon, Venus in the sky will be conjunct Jupiter, which should be pretty spectacular to see early in the morning. But Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, it's not very good at setting boundaries. And there may be a degree of greed, avarice, passion. It's going to be very difficult around that time for people to say, let's stop here, we've had enough. Let's back off. And also, just after the full moon, it's Mercury retrograde coming to an end. It stops on the 11th. Now, as Mercury stands still, it's standing still sextile Mars. Mars is actually going to be moving a bit faster than Mercury around the end of the second week of August. So there's going to be a Mars sextile Mercury starting around the 11th. And then Mercury's going to pick up speed, and it's going to catch up with the same speed as Mars. So the ongoing sextile of Mercury and Mars will run from about the 11th, 12th, right the way through to the 20th, 21st. Now, this gives me hope. Mercury sextile Mars. Mars is in Libra, which it doesn't like being in, and Mercury's in Leo, which it certainly doesn't like being in. But the sextile between the two brings a window of opportunity for an empowered, clear communication and a resolution of challenges. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of big actions around the start of the second week of August, which are going to make a lot of people go, right, okay, that's it, lines in the sand, they're drawn now. Right, we're doing things, we're going to take action. And then there'll be the talking, just when it seems like the time for talking is done. And there might be some solutions. But none of this is similar to what's already happened this year. Things are going to escalate around the full moon, and then there'll be decisions made. And these are not decisions about, okay, we'll give you a deadline for this to happen, or let's sit down and talk about it. Let's make a date for future talks. No. These will be words and decisions that will be, okay, this is going to happen, yes, no, black, white, now, or else. It's probably got a lot to do with politics, with the Russia-Ukraine, the Middle East situation. It's also going to affect a number of individuals, especially those who are being hit by the full moon or who are in a year of being hit by Saturn and Neptune. And then as we get into the last 2 weeks or the last 10, 12 days of the month, there's a significant decrease in the immediacy and the urgency. There's a new moon on the 22nd, late in the evening, I think. Check my tables. No, 23rd, early in the morning, UK time. Now that's taking place at 0 degrees of Virgo in conjunct Saturn. I suggest that certain old structures are really, really creaking. And that we're going to see the downfall of some old monoliths or dinosaurs this month, whether it's collective, group, or individual. With Mars opposite Saturn at the start of the month for a week or two, and then the new moon in conjunct Saturn, everything connected with Saturn, structure, boundary, government, Capricorn, coming under intense pressure. This is not an easy month, but it's all centered around that full moon on the 9th. So both collectively and individually, take a breath. Normally I'd say back off and think about it, but this wise heads will not prevail. So make your decisions based on your own dignity and your own authenticity. Work from an individual level, make statements that are you speaking your truth in your own light. This is one of those yes, no, black, white moments. So act in ways that you'll be proud of in not only months, but years to come. Don't let your buttons get pushed, and don't react in a hot-headed or angry way. If you get angry, you've lost. Time for the adults in the room to stand up and be counted. Catch you later, world. Bye.